There is a door we all come to, one that protects the facts and truths that hold our reality together from that which floats beyond reason and sanity. Once we walk through that door, nothing is ever the same. We can become lost in the abyss of man's imagination, wandering down the long hall into the kind of madness that is dangerously pervasive. Infected with a delirium most foul and contagious until we are all unable to navigate our way back to what is real. It is here where we find absurd conspiracies. As the crisp air starts to flow down each year from the Arctic, signaling that fall is coming, we turn our attention to professional football. A spectacle that is watched by more people around the world than any other sport. Truly, many people live and die by their team. To some, it is symbolically life or death for each game. Yet football is just another in a long list of sporting games that date back to the very first civilizations. Before modern times, the Maya played a game called pits, which was played for up to 2 weeks at a time using a small softball-sized latex ball. The game had deep social, religious, and political significance, and the losing team would often be killed. The great Colosseum games from ancient Rome were real life and death, pitting man against lions and gladiators. Even the oldest culture in the world, the Sumerians, had wrestling matches to entertain the masses and to please the kings and queens, or the gods. The real question about these ancient sports is, why did they do it in the first place? How did they get to the idea to pit people against each other, to the death, to please their rulers or gods? Many people today believe that the reason they did this was because of lost knowledge that was dictated to us from our true masters, alien masters, who used these games as a tool to decide our fate as a people. That based on what we did, how we acted, and who won, we gained favor from these sky gods. And even others believe that the notion of the games equaling life and death, and that the fate of all mankind has always hung in the balance of these pageants for the gods. Lastly, that today football and all other sports are used for the same reason, to please the gods. Even your own individual success and failures come with rewards or punishment via these evil alien gods.
As an archaeologist, I have seen tablets and ancient texts that refer to space people using us for entertainment. And we get the wild alien pleasure if we win, and you get eaten if you lose. There are cave drawings that mainstream scientists have destroyed because the truth is just too shocking to tell people. I mean, if you knew that you would have an afterlife of joy, or anal probing based on how much money you make, or what type of car you drive, or what you own, you'd be unable to function.
Many believe that football has become a surrogate for our collective lives, that the people that live in each city there is a franchise are judged by the success or failure of their team, and that the NFL and its leaders are not only aware of this, but they have struck a deal with these overlords to keep pushing their sport around the world until it is the only team sport, and eventually it will be to the death. And that
as a former NFL official, I know about the deal with the gods, and believe me, I was not as worried about a pissed-off fan beating me down in the parking lot as I was and still am about being anally probed in a small metal room in space while aliens laugh and drink Tang.
Yes, believers contend that sports and all the businesses in their orbit have been designed to parallel alien interest in them, which is to say that we have betting on sports because the ET overlords bet on sports. They even bet on just normal people, whether they're going to get a promotion, or even things as mundane as crossing the street. For every human action, believers say there are galactic odds and wagers from across the universe.
Think of the universe as a huge casino, and there are tables and screens everywhere for these things. Aliens bet on small things, large things, everything in between. The first time you whack off, the time whether you get drunk at your bar mitzvah, if you marry a Gentile, only unlike our slot machines, which don't kill us. The aliens, they can hurt us. I've heard that many of the laws in Judaism and Christianity all come from these odd sheets, and that they're trying to keep us from doing things that will cause us to be anal probed. I'm just saying, it could be true.
Still, others have an even darker view. Many think that the fate of the whole world may rest on one Super Bowl. According to the Mayan calendar, it ends on the anniversary of the projected 100th Super Bowl. They say that that will be the final test. And if the right outcome does not come from that game, they will send a huge solar flare and mass corona ejection that will burn everything on Earth. And that this is the truth behind the end of days section known as Revelations in the Bible.
Okay, if God is really an alien and the devil is a casino owner and the ideas of good and bad are solely based upon predictable outcomes for alien gamblers, then we are all in real trouble. All of our morals and laws and rules and everything we think is sane and virtuous is just things that we should be doing to keep aliens from burning us? Just what part of that does not scare the fuck out of you? I mean, really, we got 50 Super Bowl lefts, man, and then it's game over.
So what if believers are correct? And if it is indeed game over, what, if anything, could we do? Believers say the only thing we can do is to rig the game. Play to a stalemate in all things. No one gets more money or success than anyone else. Produce an egalitarian society where no one has more than the others. And have every game end in a tie until they move on to some other form of entertainment. Whether you think that the games and the NFL are working with aliens to bet and kill humans, or whether you think that these games are just part of the remnants of a much more violent past, one thing is sure. The popularity of sports continues to grow, and unchecked, believers think it could score us a one-way trip to oblivion.